What's up, ecosystem? Welcome back to ATI Auto Business. My name is Jay. You know, my goal every Tuesday night is to bring you another trade show level business presentation to you wherever you are, because your automotive business deserves the latest in transportation and logistics news. And if you're busy, and I know you are, in a minute I'm going to give the welcome show lineup. If you're watching on demand, you're going to know what to expect. You're going to be able to use the clickable video time code links in the description below. Please do use those. Remember to like, share, tell your friends. Thanks for watching ATI. We sure do appreciate it. AuctionVcommerce provides the infrastructure to help auto auctions operate more efficiently and increase their opportunity for digital growth. So tonight, we're featuring Kerri Bianchi, President of AuctionVcommerce, along with Kerri Rotunda, GM at America's Auto Auction Erie, and 3 members of her staff: Suzanne Martin, Dealer Registration and Inside Sales Support; Tiffany Hess, Fleet Lease Coordinator and Transportation; and Becca, Godissart, Dealer Sales Manager, Outside Sales and Marketing. Plus, Thompson is in the building, so please do join the live chat, ask your questions, share your thoughts, grow your business, break out of your vertical, because it's Tuesday nights live on ATI Auto Business. My name is Jay. I'm your host. Welcome back to the show. What's up, ecosystem? Welcome back to ATI Auto Business Tuesday nights live. We really do appreciate you joining in, taking the time. Thank you so much. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Yeah, first let's start with the welcome screen. Please do feel welcome. This is ATI, carriers, brokers, dispatchers, technology companies, dealers, auctions, new, used. Everybody is welcome here. Please do feel free to share info, connect, ask questions. Please say hello in the live chat. We're going to go into the live chat here in a few minutes. So thanks for joining us live. We're also going to do industry news at the quarter hour. And since we're talking about auctions and inventory, the second half, the Pulse, is going to have some of that information and numbers. We're also going to be talking about, of course, trade shows. We're always talking about trade shows. We are trade show crazy up in here. And that leads us into Ty. Ty is going to join and help introduce Kerri. Ty brought Kerri to ATI. It's about 6 months ago or more, and it's been a party since. Really, Kerri is a force to be reckoned with. She's got what she's doing with AuctionVcommerce and helping physical auctions grow digitally. That's a big deal. And obviously, it's necessary. So she has a lot to offer. We're really excited to have her on the show tonight. And in fact, there's Kerri. And then Kerri Rotunda, GM at America's Auto Auction Erie. She's going to join, and she's not only friends, but also they do business, and part of Kerri's staff is going to join, Suzanne, Tiffany, and Becca at America's Auto Auction Erie, are going to share how AuctionVcommerce has made their lives better. That's a lot. That's one show. Really? We're going to do all that tonight? We're going to do all of that tonight. So do me a favor. Please do click like, share, copy. You know the drill. Let people know. Or don't. Keep it a secret. ATI's #1. That's okay. I'm not going to tell anybody. But you can. That's okay. Please do that. And also, if you're lost in car shipping, 417-483-2764. You can call or text Ty. He gets calls all the time. If you're caller number 10, you may get a copper pot. I said may. You're not going to win anything. You know what you are going to get? A free phone call with a cool dude that really cares about this industry. How amazing is that? That right there. That is a true statement. And I don't see him very often, but every time I see Ty, he has a phone call. He takes a phone call from another random, and he'll talk. Ask him. Ask Ty about his random phone calls and whatnot. So do me a favor, stick around. Right after this, we're going to go into the live chat. We'll be right back. Location Services. Collateral recovery with pinpoint precision and advanced proprietary technologies. Your single source for nationwide collateral recovery. LS Recovery. Certified and compliant. LS Skip. Experienced recovery. LSPR. Advanced plate recognition. LS Impound. Precision capture. LS Remarketing. Nationwide auction partners. LS Keys. Professional locksmith. LS Transport to any destination. LS Titles. Verified documentation. LS Auto Notice. Secure fulfillment. One contact, one contract. We do it all. Location Services.
Recon in 2023. Time to line. Speed to sale. Managed by metrics. Know what you don't know. Technician efficiency. Workflow efficiency. More cars, less time. Know where your cars are. Connect to what you expect. Rapid Recon can help.
Car dealers can see the Rapid Recon difference with transparent communication through the vehicle reconditioning process, auto remarketing, and dealer inventory management software. Visit rapidrecon.com. Links in the live chat. All right, let's do this. Let's go into that live chat. Thank you so much for joining us on a Tuesday night, 7:08 Central. Find that button there. There it is. All right, so so you got some links in the live chat. Let me back this up to the top. John, car hauling with Chip, is in here first. Good evening, all. John says, I'm in Iowa on my way to Texas. I got pulled over by the Iowa DOT for a level 1 inspection, which I passed. Well, all right. Good job, John. John C. all up in the live chat first. And Ty is in the live chat. Ooh, Rich Levine is in the live chat. What's up, Rich? Oh, let's see. Oh, and Kimberly is in here. What's going on, Kimberly? Putting the links in the live chat. Thank you. Carlos Braxton, ACB Logistics, is in the house. What's up, Carlos? 925 All Access Logistics, burning up the live chat lately. Thank you so much, 925. And the comments, right on. Party. What is up? Zach Smith is here. What's going on, Zach? Sup, Ty? Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thanks for saying hello. Really do appreciate it. We'll leave the live chat open here for a little bit. And do me a favor. Help me match the views with the likes. We either have 6 or 7 lawyers with us tonight that just don't give those likes. Now that should, what'll happen, here's the effect. I'll get a couple likes because I said that, but I'll lose a couple views. Can't, you can't, but I need them. I need those likes. I need those likes. YouTube I don't know what the cat's out of the bag. It doesn't matter anymore. YouTube doesn't really recommend ATI. I don't know why. I don't know what we did. Ty, don't type what we did. Okay. Silvermint says ding ding double ding. Thank you, Silvermint. Oh, see, we did. We got 3 likes and lost a view. Do I know what I'm talking about or what? Dealing with customer support? Don't say it, man. Don't say it. All right, so we'll leave the live chat up and check. How's the audio? We're okay? Oh, Gerard is here. Thanks, buddy. Really do appreciate it. Oh, lost another view. I'm telling you, it's weird. Jay is just... I'm dialed in. I go live all the... I never know if I'm live or if I'm not live. I don't know what's going on. Do me a favor. We're going to go into some industry news. We got plenty to do. And if you got anything to... it was the Let's Go Brandon jokes. See, probably true. Probably true. That definitely cost us, like, a year of recommendation. At least we're still on Twitter. Nobody cares. Let us know. 15. Look at that. Views match likes. Yes. It's cool. So cool. Thank you very much. Please do say something in the live chat. You can say anything if you've got an auction question. Yeah, what's the point of the show tonight, Jay? You know, the point of the show, think outside the blocks tonight, is that this is an auction. You would go around the... we need like a dial. Dial a vertical. And tonight the dial is on auction. Because when you think of all the folks that you haul cars for, right? From repo to fleet, dealer, residential. Are you working with a broker? Are you working with a dispatcher? Are you hauling for yourself? How's your equipment? Dial a vertical. We do that. I need that dial a vertical. Might be a good t-shirt and a prop. Dial a vertical. And so we are moving around here tonight to the auction vertical, and not only are we talking auctions, and you can post anything you want, and we also have on Kerri's staff transportation in the house. But this is a great place to retain business. But with all the changes, do you have questions about that? How's the guard shack going? Ye old guard shack? Yeah. How's your gate pass going? How's your mobile app? Are you satisfied with your own workflow with the auctions? Are there some auctions you prefer? We want to hear all of it tonight in the live chat. And if you missed the live show, put it in the comments below. Thank you so much for doing that. All right, here we go. Let's do this. We'll go into some industry news. We'll be right back.
Transport Auto Quoter is by far the leading auto quoting software on the market, and the only auto quoter with a pro version that comes preset with accurate pricing for anywhere in the U.S. So you don't have to worry about it. The best part is that no change with your current software is needed. Just plug TAQ in and start booking jobs. Carriers can easily plug TAQ into their current websites and start making money right away. I bet you're wondering how we do this instantly and accurately 24/7. Well, constant analytics is the key. Our Price Watch team is constantly monitoring current market conditions, paying close attention to seasonal and quick-moving industry changes. At the end of the day, it takes a lot of time and data to maintain good pricing, time that most of us just don't have on a daily basis. So free yourself up. Using TAQ Pro is really a no-brainer. Save time and money, maximizing your leads and optimizing your online investments. You'll finally be able to sleep well at night knowing that TAQ is on the job selling for you 24/7. Never missing a potential job.
Searching for that midnight auto shipping quote and new lead software you can trust? Provide instant, accurate quotes online with Transport Auto Quoter. Get the price right the first time. Visit superflowsystems.com. Links in the live chat. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. All right. So, all right. Here we go. Let's do some news. You guys ready to do some news? Oh, Jamie Carpenter is with us tonight. Hey, what's up, Jamie? Awesome. Perfect timing. This is Think Outside the Blocks. This is show 291 in a row on a Tuesday night. And so, yeah, you know, if you're not accustomed to seeing the inside of the auction, there's the running lane. And you can see, you know, whose cars they are running through the lane. This is a big deal. It's a big deal for the auction. It's a big deal for the remarketing company or the fleet lease management company who's running the cars, for the buyers, for the bidders. This is an ecosystem. It's a pretty big deal. Here's another reverse shot. Same thing, right? Cars running through the lanes. People are busy. So what's changed? What is changing? Things are changing, but just because things changed doesn't mean you can't stay with it, and maybe even actually you might be able to increase your sales. And so AuctionVcommerce helps physical auctions stay with the digital times. For example, I think we're going to find out who this is. He has a flip phone, but see, really does have a flip phone, but I think it's Clarence. But Clarence also, even with his flip phone, has a screen where he can keep track using AuctionVcommerce with what's going on at the auction. Now, that's pretty awesome. And there is a screenshot sample. We're going to learn more about that with Kelly tonight. And so this is Think Outside the Blocks with AuctionVcommerce and America's Auto Auction Erie. And there is a lot, you know, in the auction world, there is a lot to celebrate and talk about. There's a lot of great auctions, winning awards for being great at, you know, what they do, which is a lot. I mean, they are, you ask Ty. Ty loves the auction. The auction is a main artery of the vehicle ecosystem in automotive. I mean, no matter what vertical you're in automotive, auctions are a main part of moving inventory for buyers and sellers. And so, again, this is all part of the ATI auto business, front of the store, back of the store, top of the store, in the basement. Feel free to share something. And you know this, if you watch, I'm not the end-all be-all expert. So if you have something to add, please add it in the live chat. I really do appreciate that. I'm just the host of a channel. I don't even work here. But I do love to talk about the ecosystem, new cars, used cars, auctions, dealers, carriers, brokers, shippers, all the services, equipment, regulations, and loads. And I also really like to follow the disconnect between sales and operations. You know that thing called transparency? Well, we actually practice transparency here. So when the guy says, dude, where's my car? You know what? Maybe he should know where his car is. Is it possible that he could find out where his car is? At the same time, does the dude understand the carrier? Is it possible that he doesn't understand the carrier, and that's why he doesn't know where his car is? Maybe he made an incorrect expectation in the beginning, because I'll tell you what, hunting down cars, hunting down people, hunting down payment, I'm not sure if that was part of the original pickup and delivery order. I don't know if it was on the dispatch. You're the remarketer. Does the driver understand your business? We've been talking about this. We're going to keep talking about it. Here's Ty's favorite stat. I think I need to highlight this, Ty. Before 2018, a carrier lasted 3 years. After 2018, it's 1.72 years. That's what the data shows. We were live at Auto Intel Summit last week. Times are moving quickly, but we did want to hit upon this one more time. The transportation panel Ty was on with Super Dispatch, with Mannheim, with Assertus, hosted by John at Ship Your Car Now. It was, of course, a success. They went through the definitions: broker, carrier, dispatcher, load board, TMS. Now, to you and I, this stuff is, you know, it's obvious. It's what we talk about all the time. But, you know, you go ahead and tell this to a lender or a finance company, and they're like, what is what? What does everybody do? You mean the car's not already delivered? Oh, it's not even picked up yet? Why? Etc. So here's the group, the gang. and made the rounds on social media. Really great stuff. Share a couple photos here. Here's a slideshow. There's John talking it up, and Alicia's already she's already questioning what she's doing. No, okay, I'm just gonna stop there. I don't want to. But Ty, is this when we got canceled on YouTube? No, it's not. Okay, that's okay. Good job, Ty. There's Ty and Eric at Mannheim. And look at this. Even leaders of brokerages, connecting. This is what trade shows are all about. That's Gavin of Ship Your Car Now and Dana of Pre-Owned Auto Logistics. And Ty was there for the magic moment. Well done, Ty. That's awesome stuff. Don't forget, you can still nominate. Do this. It's Women in Retail. Call for nominations. There's a lot of awards for women in auto remarketing, and you can still nominate. This is a used car week award. That's where the awards will be given out. You make your nominations now. Plus, they'll arrive in a July issue of Auto Remarketing. That closes May 1st. So, any questions there? Send it to autotransportintel@gmail.com. Yes, bringing everybody together. That's what it's all about. Because that way we can learn. If we can meet, we can learn, then we can agree, and then we can do business. That's what we're here for. To do business. This is the Car Shipping Business News channel. Put it up on the big screen. You know why? You know why. Here we go. It's only Tuesday nights now. Only on Tuesday night do we have 5 new questions. That's right. 5 new questions. Step right up. Play Ask Larry. Are you a car shipping guru? Oh, really? Let's test that. Question 1. What is digital optimization? Using spreadsheets to track live sales, upgrading guard shack computer systems, replacing workers with self-service machines, or enhancing operations with centralized information and workflow efficiencies. By the way, we're going to get some of those. We're going to get those fancy letter system. You can choose A, B, C, or D. Spreadsheets to track live sales, upgrading guard shack computer systems, replacing workers with self-service machines, or enhancing operations with centralized information and workflow efficiencies. What is digital optimization? Not everybody at once now. We got 2 for D. We do not. Oh, it's not the guard shack. I thought for sure it was guard shack computer systems. All right, fine. Enhancing operations. So something should happen to the guard shack. What is digital guard shack? Okay, question 2. Which auction department is responsible for inspecting a vehicle after sale? This is a good one. Recon, body shop, arbitration, or transportation? Recon, body shop, arbitration, or transportation. Which auction department is responsible for inspecting a vehicle after a sale? Might be the hardest question tonight. Irvine Transport's got transportation. Ty has arbitration. Rich has motivation. See what I did there. Guard Shack still looking for the paper gate pass. Literally from last week. There's a guy on his flip phone. Well, I don't reckon we can find that gate pass. Sounds like a Travis Tritt song. Okay. We got Carlos has arbitration. John's got transportation. Jacob Watts says hello. What's up, Jacob? Zach has arbitration transportation. Transfer Silverman says dispatcher. Perfect. That's excellent. Okay, which one is it? What's the tiebreaker here? And Rich may have recon. Rich has a non-committal recon. Which auction department is responsible for inspecting a vehicle after a sale? And this is in Industry News Part 2, the pain points of fleet pain points. We don't even know who does the darn thing. Okay, I'll tell you. It is arbitration. Yeah. That's the auction department responsible for inspecting the vehicle after sale. Good question, Kelly. That was awesome. Question 3, here we go. What's the appropriate rate for an operable 2018 Ram 2500 at a repo lot in Omaha, Nebraska, going to America's Auto Auction Erie? Is it $587.15, $995, or $12.10? Okay. It's at a repo, but it runs and drives. 2018 Ram 2500, Omaha to Erie. Interesting. This could actually, this is a relevant load. Ty's got 1210. Right. Is there a PSI? Is the guard shack on hold? Does the guard shack answer the phone? That's going to affect the rate. Okay. Carlos has 995. Oh, Kelly's got both. It's a repo. Maybe it runs and maybe it don't. Of course, Silverman's tapping us out at $21.50 and Irvine Transport for $1 million. Fantastic. And the answer is, and the envelope winner goes to... Oh, it's not me. Yeah. Yeah, I would want 1210, especially because it's at a repo lot. But, this is part of the education. Dude, where's my Ram 1500, 2500? And it's a 2500. My gosh. Yeah, and this is why these appropriate rates. Question 4. What type of auto auction event allows for proxy bidding? Timed auction, simulcast, buy it now, second chance sale. I looked up proxy bidding. Now, Kelly and Kerri can confirm this, along with Kerri's staff. Proxy bidding apparently is when you can set a bid, you can set like a maximum, so that if you set it on auto bid or whatever, or you even have the, you can set it up with the auctioneer to keep you in the bidding up until a certain amount, and that's your proxy bid. Interesting, right? What Maybe you could have like a proxy auto transport rate bid. That's one thing. Anyways, stop, Jay. You're busy. Stay on track, Jay. Whatever that. If you have a track. What are we doing? Oh, what's the answer? Yeah, simulcast? Simulcast. Let's see if that's... I forgot where I was. It is simulcast. Come on, man. What do you... Question 5. Which phrase is not commonly heard in an auto auction? Put it on a phone call, walk it out, roll it, or kick the tires. Not commonly heard at an auto auction. Well, this would be tough, too. Ty, do you know this one? Put it on a phone call, walk it out, roll it, or kick the tires. It could be anything. Ty says walk it out. Not commonly heard. Ooh, that would make sense, because wouldn't you say drive it out, or, I don't know, drive it in, or why would you walk it, right? Kick the tires? Kick the tires. You say that at the dealership, right? But you might say that at the auction. Roll it. I wonder what roll it would mean. We've got walk it out and walk it out. What else do we got? Okay, so Ty and Carlos both have walk it out. What is the best way to give prices for vehicles such as pickup trucks and vans? I mean oversized vehicles. That's a good question. Legit. Zach is asking the best questions in the live chat tonight, by the way. Good stuff. Keep it coming. I love that. Never heard walk it out. Yeah, get that junk out of here. No, I think they might say that, actually. So, Here we go. Which phrase is not commonly heard at an auto auction is, it's walk it out. Get that junk out of here. All right. Thank you so much for playing. Are you a car shipping guru? So do me a favor. Oh, perfect. It's 7:30. We're right on time. Take a quick break. We'll come back with industry news part 2, The Pulse. Stick around. We'll be right back. Ship.Cars. Intelligent car shipping made simple. Auctions and dealerships get ready to modernize drive-away dispatching. As part of the auction experience, Ship.Cars now offers drive-away to help shippers dispatch small loads with ease. Moving single vehicle loads typically requires a lot of time, paperwork, and phone calls. With drive-away, shippers create loads in LoadMate Pro and dispatch directly to drivers, who are notified automatically, eliminating manual calls and paper dispatch. Once the load is in transit, shippers receive progress updates until delivery. Ship, dispatch, track, and deliver single vehicle loads for auctions and dealerships. LoadMate Pro, shipper platform. Visit Ship.Cars. Auctions and dealerships modernize drive-away dispatching with intelligent car shipping tech. Ship, dispatch, track, and deliver with LoadMate Pro shipper platform. Visit Ship.Cars. All right, check. 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, let's do that. Zach needs Sue's contact info at Murphy Auto Transport Services. Be happy to. We love Murphy Auto Transport Services. Sue is a friend of the show. Check it in the live chat. Also, you'll see the Ship.Cars contact info. And Ship.Cars is on the show Friday on Cars on the Move. And Murphy Auto Transport is on the show Thursday. So, yes, thank you for putting that in the live chat. Whatever you're looking for, please do let us know. We are here to help. So, here we go. Let's go into industry news part 2, The Pulse. Attention business developers. Here we go. This fascinating chart shows the estimated decline in used car supply that we're about to experience. We were also talking about this on Friday on Cars on the Move with Dealers Link and PAL. So diminished used car supply. We're not going to stay here, but this is what the data indicates. A downward trend. Which is interesting because I was reading that new vehicle supply is at a high and should be up. So that's good. Just in time. So we'll see how those numbers shake out, but those are the predictions. Here we go. Dealership guy also says, a friend of his says, F-150 Lightning sales are dead as a doornail. Isn't that interesting? Price increase, no more tax credit, and charging anxiety? Also, Tesla will sacrifice profit for higher volume. So Tesla numbers aren't as impressive as they've been. Of course, you know, if you stare at numbers, they'll always depress you. Usually. So we'll see. I'm going to put this on a we'll see. I'm not really worried about Elon right now. And by the way, he points out, recommended minimal maintenance. With a gas car, you've got engine air filter, coolant, transmission spark plugs, batteries, belts, pulleys, hoses, power steering muffler, fuel filter. Tesla, you don't have that. So, that's an interesting point. He'll be fine. Elon's going to be fine. All right, so this was on LinkedIn. Last week, auction conversion rates were stable, with lane outcomes showing mixed messages, depending on our marketer strategy and location. Leads us to wonder if the spring market has now come to an end, if rates will continue to show mixed messages, or once again, will trend into clear rate movement. The general mood of those we talked to is that we still have some weeks of high auction demand ahead of us. Okay, that's good. And please do me a favor. Kelly and Kerri and staff, take notes, because we're curious what you're all seeing too. Here's some Black Book numbers. Now, this graph goes back to 2020, so, you know, Just looks like a wave rolling in. But here, this last wave, this box is this year. So let's see. This again is okay. This is wholesale price changes, and wholesale prices are slumping. Okay, so there's a piece of data. Wholesale prices slumping. Wholesale weekly price index, but okay, this shows a slight rise. That was weekly price, and this was maybe it was based on the type of vehicle. These graphs are always, you guys spend a lot of time with them. So we'll share them, and maybe we can get a confirmation from other groups. Used retail vehicle, used retail listing volume. Now, used retail listing volume is down slightly. Okay. Used retail days to turn is rising. That's not great. Volume's dropping, days to turn is rising. Because then that would show, is demand also slumping? I'm also noticing that I'm seeing more ads for, hey man, get out here to this auction. Buy on Open Lane, or we got flat buy fees at Odessa. So does that mean, what does that indicate? Is it always that way? Commercial fleets identify vehicle remarketing pain points. So here's Mike Antich. Big fan of his information and data. This is an article. Wholesale used vehicle market. What is the state of today's wholesale used vehicle market? Used vehicle market tends to be seasonal. Spring market traditionally represents an uptick in resale because many retail customers use their income tax returns on down payments. Used vehicle dealers are very active in auction lanes bidding on vehicles to restock inventories to meet the increase in retail buyers. Are we seeing that again? This is interesting too. What continues to be hot are full-size pickups, vans, and SUVs selling really well at auction. There's a shortage of cargo vans, prompting bids beyond a vehicle's floor price. So, hey, transporters, vans should be paying good. If you're moving a van, it should be paying good. In another trend, dealers are bidding more vehicles equipped with advanced driver assistance systems rather than those that are not. Important for the remarketer. One major pain point, here we go, and it's talked about. A major pain point is the delay in transporting out-of-service fleet vehicles to auction, reflected in the metric days to sale that gauges the efficiency of a fleet's remarketing program. The faster a fleet vehicle is picked up and sold at auction, incurring fewer days of depreciation, the higher the net resale proceeds. Conversely, the longer the transport process, more days of depreciation, reduces net resale proceeds, which is why that guy's like, dude, where's my car? One key factor influencing days to sale is the speed of getting a vehicle to auction. Today, this has become a big issue for commercial fleet managers who report it's taking longer than ever to transport vehicles to auction. Right, because just because you love your sales guy and just because you love their tech doesn't mean you can control the transportation process. Not entirely. I know. Nobody wants to hear that, Jay. That's exactly why likes don't match views. These fleet managers say the significant struggles in transporting vehicles have forced them to micromanage the logistics process. Read that again, Jay. These fleet managers say the significant struggles in transporting vehicles have forced them to micromanage the logistics process. Dude, where's my car? Fleet managers complain transport companies aren't picking up their vehicles as scheduled. ETAs are given and missed. Hey man, my ETA is my ETA. Fleet managers joke they've heard every excuse. Truck broke down, driver's sick, drivers aren't answering the phone. I don't even have GPS on my flip phone, dude. They hear a continual barrage of reasons why vehicles are not being picked up on schedule. Right? So I know, it's weird, right? In fairness to transport companies, the primary reason for these logistics delays is the lack of available drivers. By the way, somebody's thinking, or those rates blow. During the past 3 years, the pandemic has scared away many transport truck drivers, and these former employees are now employed in different jobs in other industries. So, yeah, man, check your rate and check the dispatch. Start there. and then check the guy's safety rating, and then, start checking the data. Before you start blowing up everybody's phone, just check those things, because there may be something wrong with the way it's posted. Fleet managers are upset with these delays because most fleet lease vehicles are funded on open-end lease, in which the end user, namely the fleet, carries the equity in the resale. When days to sale increases, so do depreciation losses. Simple metaphor helps illustrate this relationship. It is a used vehicle, is a block of ice. The longer it sits, the more the resale value melts away. Nothing is more aggravating to a fleet manager than seeing a vehicle sit day after day in the company parking lot waiting to be transported, or getting a call from an irate driver inquiring when their out-of-service vehicle will be moved from their driveway. The customer with the driveway. So use this, right? This is the thing. On Dispatching Live on Thursdays, when we're just looking at just rates in the toilet, remember, there are people upset. So next time you're looking for a negotiation angle, listen, man. You can keep your customer. I don't mind if your customer's, yelling at you from their driveway. I'm not on the phone, by the way. But hey, man, I'm the transporter. I'm going to actually move this car. So if you want to raise the rate, or if there's something that we can do where I can stay in business and get this thing moved, I'm all for it. All right, cool. Call me back. Thanks. All right, so try that. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. Put it in the live chat. Man, this is a crazy channel. Really? A third major pain point for fleet consigners is the lack of consistency at auctions in writing condition reports. Again, the root cause of condition report inconsistencies, according to fleets, is staffing constraints. Newer employees don't have the depth of experience required to accurately write condition reports, which I guess is why the AI and the drones and the robots will take care of it. Okay. CarMax offers its customers financing info at the start. CarMax is pre-qualifying customers online so shoppers know which cars they can afford from the start. Make the deal you want, even if it was a different brand. This new feature means shoppers using CarMax.com and CarMax's app will know within minutes their specific payment terms and annual percentage rate for used cars in the company's national inventory. CarMax Finance and third-party lenders will create a pre-qualification capability where customers get quick credit decisions from multiple lenders on vehicles across nationwide inventory with no impact to credit score. Pre-qualification decisions are personalized for each customer based on their credit profile, with vehicle and finance options that are curated just for them within more than 95% of customers receiving approvals. Once pre-qualified customers can shop on CarMax.com with their personalized finance terms. Now tell me you can't connect shippers with carriers with technology and AI and you don't need a bunch of middlemen. Tell me you can't do that. 3 railroads join up to compete with CPKC to serve Mexico. You heard this? 3 major freight railroads responded to the Canadian Pacific Kansas City Southern merger with an agreement to work. They're going to work together. Oh yeah? You're going to work together? Well, we're going to work together. Canadian National, Union Pacific, and Grupo Mexico are going to work together to quickly move intermodal cars filled with shipping containers from Mexico north across the U.S. to the key hub of Chicago and further into Canada. CPKC, you're not the only ones. A Taylor Swift song, I think. Ports carriers brace for auto export wave by ordering more vessels. Just in case you didn't know, in international news, world's largest trading nation, China, already has the world's largest merchant fleet to transport goods, but it lacks the special vessel known as a Ro-Ro to match the vehicle exports of its growing production. China car exports exploded during the past 3 years. In 2022, they exported some 3+ million cars, compared with 2 million in 2021 and 1 million in 2020. However, a lack of roll-on, roll-off Ro-Ro vessels keeping the export figure from going even higher. So what are they doing? You see this company, Costco, C-O-S-C-O, shipping car carriers. They're going to get more. They're bullish on their growth. Company has ordered 24 new Ro-Ro vessels. 24 new Ro-Ro vessels. What do those things cost a piece? Holy mackerel. So then by the end of the second half of 2024, they might have 30 moving 700,000 cars, exporting 700,000 cars annually. Wow. And China thinks they might be able to take over Japan. as the world's largest car exporter. We keep talking about this show. I don't know if you've seen this. Cybersecurity Champions on ATI. It was supposed to just be a lark. You know, like, oh, okay, yeah, we're just following up on a news story. Whoa, no, there is something going on. Accounts are... I phrase it as a question because I don't want to end up like front page news. Accounts getting hacked? But yeah, accounts are getting hacked. They are getting hacked. My point is that I don't want to accuse anybody of getting hacked, but Sue keeps contacting. Oh my God, I got another driver. I got another carrier. There's another account. It's not hers. She's just connected to a lot of drivers, dispatchers, carriers, owner-operators. Man, there's something going on, and we need to find out. I don't know what we do. But if your account gets hacked, tell ATI. Let us know. We want to, I don't know what we do. So, but we'll be talking about it on Thursdays on Dispatching Live. And, East Coast Auto Broker really enjoyed the Super Load Board Secret Show. Thank you so much. Please do let us know. We love that. We love likes, candy, cards, flowers, comments. Actually, likes and comments for now. Keep the, can you refer a loyal quality broker that can keep my trailer moving on the East Coast? Check this out. ATI gets these questions. So if you're a loyal quality broker that you can keep a carrier loaded and moving on the East Coast or any coast, man, send it in to autotransportintel@gmail.com. Are you kidding? That is news. So I know you'll see companies share it on LinkedIn, and everybody that works there gives it a like, and everybody kind of runs in a circle. But here at ATI, I don't care what company you're with, I don't care what broker you're with, what carrier you are, whether you have a dispatcher, whether you move privately owned, dealer, auction, share it on ATI. We're the neutral zone. That's awesome. On Friday, we had Dealers Link and PAL on the show. If you didn't see that, man, Travis Wise is into it. This is a great show. Travis and Will joined Ty and I, and on Friday, it was a great show. It was really, really good stuff. And in fact, this Friday, we'll have Ship.Cars Dispatcher Solutions. We're going to learn, you're going to see. Ooh, do you want to see some new Ship.Cars tech? Join us Friday at noon on Cars on the Move. Jay, do you have the link handy? You're darn tootin'. And here is I'm going to put Ship.Cars. COTM stands for Cars on the Move, and then there's the link. What else? Yep, Super Load Board Secret. That was last Tuesday. If you missed that, you want the link to that? I'm just going to type SD show. Everybody's watching, and, I don't want to, stall. So here we go. But it is worth it. That was a big show. Actually, probably one of the highest viewed shows in a while. SD show. And here's the link. So check that out. I'm giving you homework. And you can order swag. You have to watch the show to find out, though, how. There we go. Or join us on Thursday. Hey, next Tuesday night, we're going to go early. We're going to go live at 4 o'clock Central. We'll be at Digital Dealer, and we're going to start early so that we're actually there while Digital Dealer is happening. So when you see this, now we're going to go, Tuesday will be Digital Dealer, Wednesday will be Digital Dealer. There's the Wednesday. You can grab the show link on the homepage. That's May 3rd, 10 a.m. Central. Yep, so we're ready to go for Digital Dealer. We love trade shows. That's Digital Dealer's info. Who should go? Dealers, sales, marketing, e-commerce, social media, CRM, BDC, pre-owned, fixed ops, F&I, OEM. Oh, man, everybody. Oh, and ATI? Cool. We'll be there, too. So Monday on the agenda is kind of getting in day. That's where, everybody will be getting in. And then Tuesday, so we're going to go, here's the Tuesday lineup. Tuesday's the main day. That's Tuesday, May 2nd. And lots of networking, expo hall. We'll let that place get heated up. We'll go live during coffee and networking. And we'll stop, I don't know, go into the reception, something like that. About 4 o'clock Central Time. which is 5 Eastern. Oh, okay, so we'll go live during the keynote. Something like that. Let's see, then on Wednesday, May 3rd, we'll go live at 10 a.m. Central. That's 11 a.m. Eastern, right? Dedicated expo time. So that's going to be cool. 2 days of Digital Dealer next week on ATI. Our friends Ship Your Car Now, they have a booth, 214. So we'll see them there. And VinQ has booth 209. And I believe we're going to catch up with Auto Hauler Exchange at the VinQ booth. That'll be cool. That's happening next week. And then in 2 weeks, Dealer Boiler Room. That's right, here on ATI. Listen, we've heard about it. Ty keeps putting it. Ty keeps telling you, talk to dealers, call a dealer, bring donuts to a dealer. And the answer is, well, they're mean and they're, fussy. Well, let me tell you, they're not just mean and fussy to the vendor. They're mean and fussy to the sales guy. This is a boiler room. It's Dealer Boiler Room. And so we're going to have that show in 2 weeks. That's going to be awesome. In 3 weeks, Auto Hauler Exchange is kicking off an extravaganza on ATI. We're going to learn more about Auto Hauler Exchange, shipper, carrier, B2B marketplace. Very cool. So much happening here. Be sure, if you see this is the podcast. It's ATI Auto Business. And call or text Ty 417-483-2764. Look at that, Ty. I was telling Ty earlier that, and this happens. Sometimes, it's light on news. I've got to really scratch for hours and figure out where the news is at. And look, it's 7:51. I didn't have a news problem at all tonight. Allegedly. It's the Car Shipping Business Channel. And, we tell people, listen, leverage us. We don't ship cars. We move information. We are the neutral zone, and we're number one in auto transport on Tuesday nights for, at least a sliver of time. So please do join us on our journey, and it's ATI to the moon, and we'll see if we come back. But do me a favor, stick around. Right after this, we're going to bring in Ty. We're going to be live with Ty, and then we're going to bring in Kelly and Kerri. There's a whole nother second half of the show coming around, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
I'm Kevin Parada. I'm, president of JP Auto Transport, I'm here to impose my will. I'm here to win business. I'm at NADA. I'm going to meet people. I'm going to make friendships. I'm going to make relationships. And I'm going to pick up some $1 million contracts here. This is how it's done. Have I ever came here and picked up $1 million contracts before? No, but today's a good start. We got a transport company, so we're asset-based. We own semi-trucks, and we deliver vehicles for dealerships. We're all typically new and used, so we transport vehicles. We transport vehicles, we transport trucks. Yeah, right now, we work nationwide, but like I said, we specialize West Coast, Southwest. On the West Coast, Southwest region. Wherever the customer needs us to go, that's where we go. We have our own fleet of trucks, we got our own drivers. We also use Super Dispatch, so all our transports run through Super Dispatch. All our drivers are GPS tracked. You understand how it works. You use Super Dispatch.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure to meet you, sir. Can I take one of your cards, Ron?
Yes, sir.
Can I take a card? You got a card, Scott? Can I leave my card with you? This is my information.
Okay.
If you want to take, and that's actually, so what you're mentioning, we work with a lot of companies that are selling online, right? I don't know if people still use cards, but I do.
Being a carrier is tough. Slow pay, bad lanes, and countless brokers. It's hard out here, but it doesn't have to be.
At Ship Your Car Now, we understand the challenges our carriers face. That's why we're committed to on-time payment, guaranteed lanes, and an open line of communication with our dispatch team.
Our carriers and drivers are our partners, and we're committed to helping them succeed. Sign up on our carrier portal today. Ship Your Car Now, committed to carriers.
Ship Your Car Now provides a full suite of vehicle shipping services for all types of businesses. That's why Ship Your Car Now offers trusted carriers, good paying loads that pay fast. Visit shipyourcarnow.com. Links in the live chat. Okay. All right. So give me a thumbs up if you think you're ready, buddy. Awesome. All right, cool. And I see we also have some other guests in the live chat joining us tonight. Pamela Patton at ACV is with us. That's fantastic. Thank you, Pamela. Let's see. And also 7 Seas Transport. Still in the Carolinas. Now we're hauling tankers. Interesting. Thanks for the update on that, 7Cs. That's cool. And that actually matches what was in the industry news, that many carriers have gone on to do other things for whatever reason. There's a lot of reasons. This is a hard industry, and that's why if you watch on Thursdays and some of those rates that get posted, now I don't like to say it's all the rates, but yeah, it's something to look at. All right, here we go. Let's bring in Ty. Drum roll, please. He's here to help me introduce Kelly Bianchi, Kerri Rotunda, and AuctionVcommerce. Think outside the blocks. Ty Thompson. Ty, can you see me?
Yeah. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Been a busy day. Been on the phone a lot. Had a couple
Have
great
you?
meetings. Yeah. There's some
Take it
people in
away.
the live chat, like Rich Levine. I had a great talk with that guy yesterday. This guy knows auctions. Rich does. So just telling him about our show tonight. Thanks, Rich, for stopping by. To see Pamela Patton in here. Hi, Pamela. That's amazing. Thank you. And then we get to tonight's guest. So I send you a slide, right? I think you probably got it somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. We'll bring that.
Let's take a look at this. We're going to talk for just a minute because
right,
we're
cool. I
we'll bring
like
the girls in.
Oh, I got it. Wait a minute.
Here it is. Here it
Okay,
is.
so here it is.
roll.
Bang. Okay, drum.
Bang.
Okay, so what?
Okay.
Yeah, what are we looking at here?
Blow it up there a little more if you can. I don't know if you can.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, there we go.
So we're at the auction, and we stole this. In just in case anybody knows,
Greensboro Auto Auction is where. it
Yeah,
came from.
I'm on LinkedIn, and I follow all the independent auto auctions. I love independent. I'm still calling America's independent, but absolutely love it. So Greensboro is an independent auction, and this to me illustrates what I said back in 2020 when the COVID came around. I remember I'm standing in front of the Mannheim parking lot, and I said, "Hey, closing the doors may be the worst thing you guys ever did."
Yeah.
And
You
listening
did.
to the dealer, blah blah blah. Who cares what Ty thinks? But this is really neat. I've been see the guys will go left to right, but let's read it real quick. I've been coming here since they opened the doors, and I love this auction. They really take care of you. So this guy's telling his buddy, I love auctions, you guys, you know that. And I'm telling you, like, this is what happens. See all these people, this is real. The middle one, yep, just call everyone here is just call everyone here is ready and willing to help. Just call everyone's here ready and willing to help. I love it. That's true. Okay. This is the auction, the best personal service. Everyone is always nice and helpful. Now, this is Greenboro, but I've been to a lot of auctions, and I go to a lot of auctions, and this culture at the auction, I spend a lot of time at America's in Kansas City, and I talk to, okay, that's good, you can take that away. But I talk to, thank you, Jay.
Yeah, man.
We talk to a lot of people at the auction that work there, and there's a culture. We'll throw this around later, I'm sure, but to see people that have been doing this at the auction for 5, 6, 8, 10 years, doing some of the most difficult taxing jobs there are at an auction, and to see them smiling and happy and talking about different things that they like about their job and what they do is really impressive. So Jay and I were having this conversation, I don't know when it was, we were talking about physical auction versus digital auction, online auction, and we also talked about the ACV. Pamela's in here, the live chat ACV auction, which is, leave it at the dealer's lot and move it around. So anyway, we talk about auctions, we talk about wholesale. When we're talking about auctions, wholesale is a kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's I want to say synopsis.
Synergy, synonymous?
They're a close word to me, right? It's wholesale, that's what's going on. And to learn more about lenders, or the client, depends on which group you're hanging out in, big money, those guys, and how important the auction is for them and what they do. So, we did a show, it's been maybe a year ago, War of the Auction. Is that about how long that show? Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do remember. Oh boy, do I.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe we're coming out of the war, maybe we've decided a physical, and this is what I like about Kelly and AuctionVcommerce, Kelly Bianchi and AuctionVcommerce, is there is a digital and a physical, and we're at a place in time where they both exist.
And what I also like, and now you're hitting upon this, is that what Kelly and AuctionVcommerce brings is that personal touch that the independent, that many auctions also have brought, as in your picture. I know for a fact that, I mean, when I was a dispatcher, you get to know locations. And I got to know that Greensboro Auto Auction was a cool auction to talk to because I could get information. And they were helpful, and they, go out of the way to help me get extra information. Maybe I would need to check the gate pass. I could do whatever I needed. And you know what's interesting? I remember, I think back in those days, like America's Auto Auction, kind of in the Texas area between like Dallas and I think there's some America's Auto Auctions. They were great too. There were independent auctions that I would learn that I really, I like to book loads there because I knew that it wasn't going to be hard for me to verify, and the driver, wouldn't have to hunt down a car for 5 hours. And then there were other auctions that I couldn't even get to the guard shack, and even if I couldn't, I couldn't learn nothing. Yeah. And so I'm going to stop there. But there is a level of personal. When you say relationship, it's not a joke. No, it's real. It's super real. It's and totally real. I talk to a lot of carriers, not just the new guys wanting to get into business. I talk to guys that have been doing it for years. I still have my old group of buddies that I hang out with. Hey, how do you like going to this auction or that auction? And they'll tell you. And they'll tell you why they do and don't like certain auctions. So right. I won't say it. But. Well, and what we just said is nothing like the stuff posted on Facebook about auctions. Oh, my goodness. Which is why we say we are way watered down. Which is really cool. Kerri, I'm going to say before Kerri comes on, this is fun. I'm really trying to put together a deal, an event within America's Auto Auction, Kansas City, where we have the transport guys and the repo guys and any vendors that might need to know what happens at an auction get together for a one-day event and take them from here's a car, bring it to the auction, check it in the auction, run it through Recon, put it in the lane, run it through the lane, PSI it, arbitrate it, if it, right? There's three how many people know arbitration if PSI, right? Yeah, actually, and that can mess up your day. That can really mess your day up. But we'll keep this idea between us. Oh, yeah, sorry, don't tell anybody. We won't tell anybody. It's just live. Hey, Izzy's making martinis. Thanks, Izzy. In the super chat. Really appreciate it. All right, let's get the ladies in here and let's learn about do that. Thanks, America's. Izzy. We love Kerri, we love Kelly, we love Susan, all the people. And we're right on time. It's 8 o'clock. Okay. So Kelly, get your camera ready. You know what to do. Please do help us wish a very warm welcome once again to Kelly Bianchi, president of AuctionVcommerce. We'll keep this idea between us. She is back on ATI, and if you're jumping in the live chat, do that. Yes. Greensboro, North Carolina. That's where Greensboro Auto Auction is. Thank you so much, Izzy and everybody, and saying hello. Keep it going. We'll have Kelly up here in a minute. Let's see, what else? Did I miss anything? Let me just rewind this. I'm just going to rewind the VHS a few minutes, okay? Don't worry about those blurry rainbow lines on the screen. It's not a big deal. John, there's some good stuff going on. All right, here we go. Let's try that. Take 2. I don't need the clapper. Here we go. Please do help me wish a very warm welcome. She's live with us. Kelly, can you see me and hear me okay?
I can see you and hear you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Absolutely.
We know you're busy, and so giving us the time to put the show together. So why don't we do this? Let's go back. For anyone watching that isn't familiar with who you are and what you do, please say hello and tell us a little bit more about AuctionVcommerce.
My name is Kelly Bianchi, and I started AuctionVcommerce 8 years ago next month. And I used to work for an auction. I used to work for the technology vendor. While with the technology vendor, I just felt that, auctions were putting their business online, but not really creating an online business. And the limitation there was in resources. Most auctions had the facility to, have a regular traditional brick and mortar auction process, but they didn't establish all of the criteria necessary to be successful online. And to be honest, at that time, a lot of auctions really didn't didn't love the online, but now, we've come a long way. And so we're looking to really advance the auctions and create a more hybrid experience.
I was just going to say the key word here is hybrid.
Yes.
It really is. And you said, I like the way you saw the opportunity. Even though they were doing some things digitally, they weren't seeing it as a real extension of business.
Yes.
Yeah, and you saw
and
that.
the expertise and at auctions are people who, if you're working an auction, and Ty was just talking about being at Greensboro, which is one of our auctions, by the way, just got to say that real quick.
It's
but
awesome.
If you work at an auction, and that was my draw too, is I love being in the atmosphere. I love the energy. I love the people, everything about the auction. So if you work at an auction, you get that. But when people started coming online, how do you take that energy and give that to your online audience? How do you build digital relationships? So, that inspired my thought process into, how do we, because the opportunity is going to go that way. I mean, you can't help but evolve, and everything is going in that direction. So, especially after COVID, more people saw the opportunity. It's a time saver. But a lot of people have nostalgia about the old ways, but then the people coming up in the industry don't have that history. They don't have, the 3 generations of auction members in the family, family members in the auction. So they're coming out on their own. And, you have national buyers. There's, you're going to have more buyers that are hiring people who don't really have a car background. They have I can play video games background. I do know national buyers that hire based on the dexterity of your fingers on the bid button.
Oh man.
Yes, the strategy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Kelly, sorry to interrupt you, but what you're saying really makes sense. I was at this conference last week, and I called out, I'm in the audience. I'm like, okay, raise your hand if you ship cars. So there was only 3 in there that were they were dealers. And anyway, the point where I'm going with this is so the one guy, I call him out on purpose. And I'm like, all right, how were you buying cars in 2018, 19? We went to the same 3-4 auctions, and we just bought all the cars and we brought them back. Okay, COVID hit. Yeah. What do you do now? Well, we buy online. Okay. Any strategy? No, we're just buying where we can find them and price. Okay. How's that going for time to line? Getting them back home and getting them through Recon? Oh, 7-8 days, which, we can talk about that if that's a real number, not later. But as we're having this conversation, I'm thinking about you and AuctionVcommerce, and I'm thinking, okay, what's happened to some dealers, I think, because I've talked to other dealers, they may not have been happy with not being able to go to the auction, but 2 years has conditioned them, if you will, train them, program them. I guess I can buy cars online. I don't really need to go anymore. And I think there's a pretty decent amount of those guys. Can you agree or disagree with any of that?
Well, statistically not yet. We're moving in another direction. And if you're looking at Manheim, and the whole digital thing, and they've moved their customers on, they kind of forced that move a little bit. Odessa completely. So independent auctions, maintained, we're brick and mortar. They maintain that stance, but even their numbers started to climb online, and because of COVID, and they're retaining a lot of those numbers, and they're seeing that it's necessary, to really cater to a digital market where they didn't used to segment the market. They had online for a long time, but they didn't really distinguish that here's what we're going to do for our online customers. And now they're starting to really look at that. So
it's a profit center, like a dealership, right?
And the knowledge then that goes into buying and selling online, because you're able to use a lot more metrics in real time. You need more information to make smarter decisions in various places that you like we talked about before. Okay, hey man, there's a great deal on this thing in Missoula. Oh, okay, what's the transport fee going to be? Oh, yeah, we should probably think about that before we buy that thing real cheap.
Well,
right?
Here's the, based on that too, the data aspect of it. And I was talking about national buyers that are hiring people because they're good at video games and things like that. And the reason that they're able to do that is because they've already developed technology that runs the numbers for them. So they go to auctions already knowing what they're going to buy. They already know, based on whatever criteria that they set in the algorithm, and, they already have their list of cars. So they don't need the automotive expertise. They just need somebody who can buy online.
So someone who can, play shoot 'em up and buying cars and all this stuff. Boy, it's pretty wild. So you could be like a drone delivery and automotive buyer and build websites and play, Halo or whatever. It's probably a kid right now doing all of it. Very well.
While day trading. Don't forget while day trading.
I have to give a quick couple shout outs. Okay. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to Kelly McAllister from America's Auto Auctions, just because he wants a shout out. And I want to give a shout out to Jamie Carpenter, who's in the audience today, and congratulations on her move to UVI. I just wanted to say that real quick because you guys need to do a condition report show. And the reason I say that, you mentioned earlier about the condition reports, and that is a big factor in, why online is slower to popularity. And kick the tires, when we were talking about that earlier in the game show segment, that's a big term used at the auctions, because that's another reason why a lot of people are committed to physically attending. They have to kick the tires. That's the number one reason. So.
Right.
So you're saying UVI, so we need to get Jamie on with UVI and
Jamie's
talk.
In the live
they do.
Chat. She's
UVI does.
Giving high
UVI
fives.
does their own CRs, from what I'm hearing. Is that right?
They have this contraption. I just seen it the other. I got to get to know it a little bit more because my buddy's over there now. So, but we've
got another buddy over there. What's our buddy's name?
We met Antoinette at what show was that?
That was NADA Dallas.
Okay, and that led us to. We also met Samantha. So we have
Samantha,
and now
there's a Jamie Anderson. No, there's another Jamie. It's a guy. Jamie. I think it's Jamie Anderson.
Right. You're right.
Yeah,
So we have 4.
He seems like a real good guy. Yeah.
I think the magic number is 5.
So if we could get UVI and AuctionVcommerce put a package deal together for the independent auctions, whoa. That's what we're talking about on ATI Live right now, no doubt.
That is sick.
Jamie Carpenter, come on.
Wow. That's awesome. So hey, speaking of, I think we're ready for Kerri? Let's bring her in.
We're always ready for Kerri.
All right, here we go.
Always.
Kerri, get your camera ready, because here we go. Please do help us wish a warm welcome. She's been here before. On a Friday. But she's been here on a Tuesday?
I believe so.
She was here on a Tuesday? On one of those auction shows
like
in the
family
fall, right?
now.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, right.
Kerri Rotunda.
Jeez, Jay. All right, so Kerri will be with us here in a second. Please do jump in the live chat. Oh, thank you, Chris Chamberlain, for making martinis in the super chat. Really appreciate that. Love those donations. And, in the conversation, Chris and Hotshot Izzy and Silver Mint, they are raising the roof. So, all right, cool. So we got Kerri here in a second. Okay, she looks ready. Okay.
There she is.
I got the high sign. Here we go. We're doing 2 drum rolls tonight. Please do help us wish a warm welcome to Kerri Rotunda, GM, America's Auto Auction Erie. Kerri.
Hi guys,
Hey.
Thanks for having me tonight.
Wow.
Thanks, Kerri.
Thanks for saying hello.
Good to see you.
Nice
How
to
are
see
you?
you. I'm good. How about you?
Good. I saw today on your post today, you got is that another new account, McGuire? Am I saying that right?
That's a giant account. McGuire family of dealerships. 23 dealerships.
Wow.
Not so
Okay,
bad.
so
Wow.
I keep up with America's Erie because I don't know who does it. I'm assuming somebody, but they post what they're doing, who's new accounts, all kinds of crazy stuff. It's awesome. And so I saw this one today and I really got excited for you. I didn't know they were that big though.
Yeah, so they're buying up dealerships and continuously growing. So They're Ithaca, Grand Island, out in New York, pretty much around the same area. But there's 23 rooftops.
Wow.
Wow.
And so was this week? This is their first week, right? With
It is. We've been picking up cars for a week. I think we have about 70 on ground right now.
Wow, that's great. Now I'm just curious. I don't need to know, but is there any recon involved, or are you just picking up their?
Oh no, they're actually, and this is wonderful. They're actually doing recon, and they also asked for CRs also. So that so the simulcast, that people on simulcast can purchase with comfort. And I think my digital department loves that because they're also they want on our platforms immediately following the sale. And a shout out to Keith Betts. I think that makes him happy in my digital area. So.
We better say John Karasek too, because I feel like now we're just leaving him out.
You're so upset.
And I want to, and so I'm going to just pull over for a second and provide context. Now, for carriers and dispatchers that are here tonight, the reason why you also want to get excited when auctions get more business is that means that's more cars going to run through the lanes that are going to need to be transported. So hearing that business is growing, seeing clients being added is great for the ecosystem.
Yeah. Well, and too, Kerri got really excited when we started talking about any recon and in CRs. So Kerri, explain to us why you get so excited about that. That is a big deal. So explain that.
It truly is. I mean, it's additional revenue and it keeps everyone busy. So that's what we want in the CRs. That's so important. Condition reports, especially when, and actually last week, the scales tipped. We had more dealers on simulcast than we did in lane. First time ever. So seeing a dealership that is appealing to those buyers is amazing. So when you have the condition reports and you've got the auto grades and you can offer them an additional look into the vehicle, they're buying with more comfort online. And that's so important, especially when over 50% are online now. So. Wow.
So this was your first week to cross from the physical
last
to the
Thursday. It did it.
Whoa.
And I was amazed. I mean, all night I looked at those numbers that there were more online than in lane.
Wow.
You didn't think it would happen this fast, but here it is.
No. Well, that's breaking news live, everybody. That's huge.
And Kelly's like going around high-fiving everybody.
Kelly's
right,
like,
what's up?
And the dealers love it. So let's talk about that. I mean, because it is interesting. I follow you, the America's Erie. I follow Kelly, and I watch you guys online on LinkedIn all the time. So it wasn't that long ago that there was a deal made. Am I close there? How long ago was that?
January 1, Kelly and I formed a partnership. So it's been amazing. I can't even tell you how much organization and easiness it's brought to the staff and I. So it's been really good.
How about, this might be a Kelly question, but how's dealer, I just made this word up, dealer adoption. How's dealer adoption? Is that a fair word? Is that the right way to say it, Kelly?
Yeah, that would be on Kerri's side. But I do want to say this because one of the things that I always stress to auctions is that when you take on new technology, your dealers are going to reflect your comfort level. So if you have technology and you're not comfortable with it, they're not going to receive it.
Wow.
And
you need to say that again. That was powerful.
Well, Kerri's team has done a great job. And that's why I was so excited, in working with them. And the whole process was just awesome because they really embraced it and they use it internally. So they're becoming really strong with it internally. And Kerri is great about, we monitor her sale and watch and Kerri's always announcing to the dealers and you have to get them to transition. But right now it's like the whole internal team is using the communication process and having success with that. So.
And I think I did say that to Kelly in the beginning, like we used it in reverse, right? Like we took the program and we brought it inside the auction and we mastered it and we made it ours and we know it from front to back and everyone was using it. It was basically like, here's what we're going to use. It wasn't, I'd like you to use it. It's like, here's what we're going to do, guys. And the staff learned it. And then now we can work with the dealers and bring them in on it. And I think that there was a huge comfort level showing others how to do it because we could do it.
Right. So, go ahead, Kelly.
I was going to say, so you talked about January is when we started, right? So when I first went to the auction, my whole thing was I wanted to get their feedback, and I did get their feedback and I got some video. I don't have the video for you today, but it was kind of I wanted to do an expectation versus reality series. So I wanted in the beginning, you know, you ask everybody, what are you expecting based on everything that I told you? Because the biggest response that you get on why auctions won't do something new is this is the way we've always done it. Everybody knows that one. And the other one is just, you know, it's overwhelming. We're too busy to improve. And that's the worst thing. So I wanted their real feedback. And then, but at that time, it's like they weren't sure what to expect or anything like that. So today's show was about getting everybody together and actually giving their honest feedback about, you know, the whole process, transitioning, how difficult was it? Were they overwhelmed? You know, that kind of stuff. And obviously, you know, I'm brave enough to be here today because I know it went well. But but that's one of the things that I'm trying to really get across to auctions is that it's not as bad as you think, and these guys are testimony.
So if I'm an auction and I'm too busy and I've always done it this way, but if I look at one stat, now I'm just listening to you two back and forth, but if I'm an auction, I should be looking at one thing, and that's how much are my online sales percentage. I mean, Kerri lit up like a Christmas tree. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I wouldn't say just looking at that. I would say the other thing you want to know is where am I losing money, right? Because when you have outdated workflow, or if you have, you know, your processes are so antiquated, you know, communication and all these different things that so many things are falling through the cracks, seal those cracks, you know, and then if you want to drive your business into the online platforms, how are you going to be able to scale if your local business isn't able to sustain itself?
Right. So we left off, you weren't on the show, but we had Sky Holman on one night. Sky Holman, One Auction View, agnostic platform to locate specific cars. I believe that's a fair way to say it. But he was telling us a story about, he only buys online. He's been doing it for 10, I don't know how many years. And where I'm going with this is examples of why dealers might want this, right? So I'm not necessarily a dealer. I'd never bought a car online, but from what I'm hearing from other dealers in Sky, you're online, you buy a car, you want it. Okay, now there might be a transportation button, you push that. And then next you want to pay for it. Next you want a title. And as he's telling this story, he's like, I was on the phone literally cumulative, I think he said 4 hours over one car. And then you hear the auction story about how busy they are, and this guy keeps calling, and finally somebody's like, just give the guy what he, and I don't know if any of this is right or wrong. Am I close?
What I just want to add on to that, because I watched that show, and Sky mentioned, you know, he said America's Auto Auctions has a process, and
he did.
You know, yes, you remember? And he said a checkout process. It's not rocket science. It was easy. You got to do this, and I'm going, wait a minute. He was talking about our process, so that was a big win. We don't have all of the Americas locations, so you don't get it at all of the Americas, but that process was through our system. So, so that was pretty cool.
Okay, so I'm too busy. This is the way we've always done it. Those are the two major pushbacks. The overcoming objectives is, okay, that's fine, but where's the crack? And where are you losing money? and also online sales. Have you looked? I mean, I would assume an auction would be keeping an eye on some of these things, don't they?
Yeah, but if you don't have the tech, I mean, you can only have resources that are available to you, right? So auctions aren't building technology, they're being introduced to it. But the thing is, if you've done something for so long and you do it this way and it's generational, especially, and that's what's really unique about this business is because it is generational. There's a lot of nostalgia, and it's hard to understand how this could be done in an online environment when the whole meat of the auction is that excitement and the whole show of it all. You know, the auctioneer is very entertaining. He's building momentum. You have to look at their faces, shake hands, you know. How do you create that energy in the online space?
Okay, so let's just do, if we could, can we get an example of an online buyer buying a car? So there's a car, there's a picture, and there's people bidding, and you're looking at a screen of a picture of a car, maybe even seeing the people around the lane. Like it's that live, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So you're bidding on the car, pushing a button, I'm assuming, whatever you're doing, and you become the owner of this car. Okay. I got it. I'm a dealer. I got that car. That's the car I wanted. I paid 40 grand for it. Now that's my car. And I'm done. I only wanted that one.
And the confetti blows on the digital.
Yeah. Yeah, like kind of a casino idea when you're buying.
Does it?
No. Okay, so I did that. I got the car. Now, if maybe you do a side by side. I don't know. If I do have AuctionVcommerce, how does it work? If I don't, how does it work? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, if you have AuctionVcommerce, there's a chat bubble. So if you need customer service, the desk is right there for you. If you're having trouble logging in, one of our reps are probably going to reach out to you before you try reaching out to the auction. So that, you know, that kind of, because a lot of, on sale day especially, dealers are like, I can't reach anybody at the auction. Nobody's picking up the phone, you know, and they get a sense of that. So, you know, our team is monitoring the lanes and making sure that if you're having trouble getting on, somebody from our team is reaching out to you.
Oh, that's
We're
cool.
reaching out to the auction on your behalf.
Wow.
We're trying to make sure that the customers stay with the auction. You know, it's too easy if you're on a platform, like if you're on Edge Pipeline, right? You have a whole bunch of auctions in front of you. You have a lineup of all the auctions that are happening that day. We don't want you to say, hey, couldn't get into this one. Let me just jump over to that one. So it's about customer retention. You know, people, and that's another figure that isn't taken into consideration a lot is, you know, what's the value of retaining that customer? You know, and what is the perspective that buyers have online, and what are their expectations, and what is the whole psychology of that online customer?
I mean, and let me just,
oh, go ahead.
I would just like to add though, I mean, there was one day, I would say about a month ago, where we had technical difficulties. No one could get into the sale on simulcast. The bidders were being rejected. Kelly was on the phone with me faster than I could realize what was happening because the girls in the front office were trying to handle it themselves. And she's like, I'm already on it. And she had reached out to all these bidders that couldn't get on and said, hey, we're having technical difficulties. We'll let you know when we get back on. There is no way that my staff and I could have done that because we're waiting on customers at the counter. We're sitting on a help desk trying to get help from the computer company. And I'm panicking like, oh my gosh, we're not going to have a sale. Nobody can get online. And Kelly text everybody, sent out emails saying, okay, everything's great, sign back in, you won't have any issues. And it was that easy. Like we would have had to look up numbers, we would have had to call there would have been just no way we could have done that. We would have lost dealers that day who thought, well, I can't get in, I'm now sidetracked and I've moved on.
Whoa, that is nuts. Kelly.
Running around with a fire hose, just putting out fires. It's awesome.
And you know, and it's not you know, I have a team, and you know, we have a backup call center. We're equipped for auctions to be able to scale. And if you're leveraging that online opportunity, if you're working with technology, you're going to have problems. That's you know, you can't expect everything to run smoothly every day. So you have to have some type of crisis response system in place so that you don't lose all of those customers. And most auctions don't, I think the majority of auctions don't have that in place. You know, if you're not on the sale, you're not, that's how many we lost that day. You just take it, you just chalk it up as a loss. But why should you? I mean, that's, again,
just shut the gate
what
again,
do you lose
Ty.
that day?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what I really like is you were talking about what'd you do? You made videos or talked to people about what are their expectations and fears or whatever.
Yeah.
That's really smart.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was genuinely, I mean, I see we have auctions that use our app, and you guys promote the app a lot, our AVC dealer app. We have auctions that will mandate the use of it for certain departments. But what Kerri's done differently is said, you know what? We are going to transform our entire operation into digital communication and digital workflow. And, you know, we're going to grow from that. And so in doing that and getting the whole team acclimated and seeing this process and watching all of this work around every different department, Kerri has oversight over everything from a single screen, which, you know, gives her a lot, you know, the ability to make faster decisions. You know, she can see what's happening in every department. And as she grows and keeps getting, you know, these group dealerships and the fleet lease companies and everything that she's doing, she's going to grow into this organized pattern. You know, when you have an auction that's operating like, you know, just throwing all the paper up in the air and hoping, you know, it's getting caught into the right areas. When you have that system going, and now you get, oh, we just got all these new dealerships. It's like, okay, some things are falling through the cracks. You're trying to, you know, you got to get control of that. And she's doing that early on.
Well, and it's interesting because I don't remember last time, not this last car conference, I think is where I saw both of you at, but maybe the 1-2 before that. I remember, Kerri, you're like, so I always say, how many vehicles did you run this week? Right? Not necessarily, I'm asking, but Kerri and I, we've had this conversation, and I'm going to guess your numbers are like crazy high now.
They're getting there. Yes, we are definitely growing. This week is a big week for us.
And that's got its own set of challenges, but it sounds like part of this growth, and I mean, maybe there's just something with AuctionVcommerce Kelly in this relationship partnership. And this, by the way, is really cool. This is what I like about Kelly, because I hang out in Clubhouse too much and I listen to the dealers all the time. And they always talk about, you know, vendors and products and services, and, you know, we like this, but really what we just want a partner. We want a partner. And it really sounds like there's a partnership here. Is that right?
I would entirely agree with that. Yes.
Totally.
I would say that, but I don't attribute the getting customers to us though, because I got to tell you, Kerri is, you were talking earlier about how she's promoting on LinkedIn and does all that stuff. You know, she's a great partner for her customers. And I think, you know, once she starts talking to new customers, it's like, you know, she's just a magnet for new business because she's a great person to work with, and she has follow through and all of those things that I think are a successful partnership formula. So we're there to just, like I said, the retention aspect and all of that. We want her to keep those customers and back her up on everything she's doing. And so that's our goal.
Yeah. But as she continues to grow, it's good thing she's got this now, because now she can manage it. And as it continues to grow, really, like I think a word you used a second ago, kind of oversee or oversight. And that's powerful. Yeah.
It's that adoption phase that can be the hardest. Right? When you're in the middle of learning and all that stuff. I want to do this before we go too much further. I want to bring in Kerri's team.
Yeah.
Right? So we've got Suzanne, Tiffany, and Becca. So here we go. This could be 3 drum rolls for Suzanne, Tiffany, and Becca. Come on down. You're the next contestants on ATI Auto Business. They're getting their cameras ready. Lots of great stuff going on in the live chat. Yes, powerful testimonials, more powerful testimonials coming. And if you haven't already left a like, please do leave that. We really do appreciate it. And feel free to ask your questions. Okay, Becca is here. We'll start with Becca. Becca, can you see us and hear us okay?
I can.
Great. Will you please say hello? Tell us more about you and what you do at America's Auto Auction Erie.
Sure. I'm the dealer sales manager at America's Erie, and currently I'm spending most of my time on the road headhunting for new business, trying to help us continue growing. So I'm out there 3 days a week in the dealerships, visiting everybody, current customers, future customers, that kind of thing. And then I'm also handling all of our marketing content. I'm creating our Facebook posts, our LinkedIn posts, and the videos, all of that stuff.
Right.
That's a lot.
That's
Hey,
what I
by
was
the
just
way,
thinking. Yeah.
Becca, I talk about the auction sales rep as my favorite person at the auction, except for Kerri. The auction sales rep is part of my training when I'm teaching guys how to go get, it's no joke. I talk about the auction sales rep, don't I, Jay? And I say, go love the auction sales rep, because why? They know every dealer, they know everybody, they know everybody. Don't you?
We do. We know quite a few people.
Yeah, all the dealers, all the dealers. And the best part for a transport guy, making friends with the sales ladies, people, is they always need help with transportation, especially at about 5 o'clock the day before the sale.
Yes. And with our new, with the McGuire Group, I mean, that brought in new transporters as well. And we've been working through, and I've talked to 4 or 5 different transporters within the past week, just over one customer.
Yeah.
So the transporters do a lot for us.
Yeah, and they're right. There's there's opportunity to have a relationship and do a good job for Becca, right? If you guys can just be nice and do what I ask you when I need you to do it, and I'll pay you, and we'll all get along just fine, right?
And then we'll keep coming back to you for more.
There you go. It's called residual income, everybody in the live chat. Residual income. Boom. Take care of Becca, take care of Kerri, and watch what happens.
Absolutely.
We're seeing Suzanne, we're seeing Tiffany. Suzanne is still working on getting everything set. Tiffany, please do say hello.
Hello.
And tell us more about what you do at America's Auto Auction Erie.
Awesome. So I am the fleet lease coordinator, and I also help with transportation, and I do a little bit of dealer sales. I help a little there too.
Yeah, just a couple things. Not a big deal.
Whatever hat I need to wear. Just, She says catch, and I just grab and go.
Right. Okay.
That's a really big job. That's one of my
is.
other favorites. That's the second. So I always say, go find the auction sales rep first and make friends with auction sales rep. They're a short mile, long dollar. They got a lot of cars and it's fast, right? Get with the auction sales rep. Then I talk about the remarketing back here. Teresa, is that right? Did I say that right?
Tiffany,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Tiffany Hess. Yeah, T. Hess.
Tiffany Hess. Oh, okay.
Tiffany
I'm
Hess,
sorry.
Yeah. Before we go any further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do a lot with the fleet. I've been doing the fleet, oh my gosh.
Right.
Almost 6 years now, I think.
And she said the magic word transportation.
Wow.
Don't let me forget. I want to ask I want to be thinking about what could a transporter do to say hello? But before we get to that, I want to introduce Suzanne. Suzanne, can you see us and hear us okay?
I can see you, I can hear you, but I don't know if you can see me.
We can actually see you, we can hear you. There's a slight artifacting on your stream, but you seem to be okay as far as you're connected. If you want to, please do say hello and tell us more about you. All right, her bandwidth is low.
Oh.
Yeah, and that happens. So, and what we can do, Suzanne, if your bandwidth stays low, you can actually call in. On the Zoom invite, there's a phone number. Sue has to do that. Sue's video won't run while her audio runs when she joins the show on a Tuesday night. So you might want to try that. Kerri, if you want to text Suzanne or, yeah, perfect. Try that. I think that'll work. Okay, so let's go back to my question, Becca, Tiffany. What could a transporter, you know, we all, until we know somebody, they seem like an impenetrable titan of, you know, guardianship. But what can a transporter do to say hello? Can they say hello? Is it a don't talk to me? No. What could, you know, because we're always trying to talk to transporters about how to grow business, talk to people, network. What can they do?
We're always, I mean, I'm the first one. I'll be the one out there talking to them and saying hi. And, you know, that's how you get good connections. That's how you get good transporters. You find out, you know, if they came in through central dispatch and they were on time and they did great. Hey, I want to know who you are because I might want to work with you one-on-one. You know what I mean? And I like being able to call that transporter and know where they are and not have to go to like, well, let me call, you know, Susie over here, and then she's got to reach out to the transporter. So I'm always trying to make that connection.
Ooh, that was big.
So that's what you want on the business card. What was it? I show up.
I answer my phone.
I answer my phone.
You can speak to me directly.
Yes.
That's great.
And I do that with everybody, whether you're a 9-car hauler or you're a hot shot or you're a tow truck driver.
Yeah. So you spend time in the transport parking lot in the guard check, which is awesome because that's where I tell people that have problems on the other side, you should go hang out at the guard check for a day and see how life is over there. Tiffany, you just said something that I thought was really cool. How you let's talk about your job for a minute, because you've got clients or lenders. What do you call those people?
Like
consigners?
Like lease companies. Yes.
People that deal in lots of vehicles, right? Okay, and they have expectations, I believe.
Yes, they do.
They do. Okay. So can you tell us some of your clients' expectations on you, your auction, and what does that look like?
Please. Oh, absolutely. So we have time frames. Like we can't just say, oh, we'll get this car. Like we have 5 days from the time that they assign it to us to get it picked up. So when I assign a transporter or if I'm looking for one, I need somebody that I can get a hold of. I know I can get it there. I can call and say, oh my gosh, all of a sudden it has no keys. Are you still able to get it? But I mean, I'm on a time limit. I'm on a time crunch. I have to have it there. And if I don't, I need to go in and make a note and say it's not there, transporter broke down, or, you know, and then I have to have backup because again, I'm graded off of time.
Right. So, and it's a grade, right? You just said it. It's a grade. So I believe that would be stressful. And I believe it would be really awesome if I could just pick up the phone and talk to Ty and he would answer the phone and tell me what I need to know. Right. So, so these clients, these people that have lots of vehicles, we'll give you all of our cars, but here are some of our expectations. And they make it pretty clear what they are. There's no wiggle room. I'll give you all these cars, this many, and you get them here in 5 days, and you run them through Recon. Most of them make a Recon deal, is that right? And that has pressure over the Recon. Who's over that department? He's got some stress because they have expectations on how well you do the Recon, right?
How clean they are, yes.
How clean they are. And then we finally get it through Recon and it's ready to go to the sale. Now it's up to the auctioneers and the dealers to run the price up so that the lender, the client can get the money. That's what they're after.
Yes,
right?
But also you have to get the right transport rate too, because there's people out there and you only have so much you can spend to get it there. So you got to kind of have some friends and try to get it there, you know, at a reasonable rate, also where you'll make some money too. You don't want to be out money on every transport. Yes, it will happen, but that's not what we were looking for.
Okay, so one more question. A lender, a client says, I'll give you this many cars, and you can usually pretty well start establishing there's going to be this many in this city over here, this many over here, and you can start building a little map, and then you can start building a lane, right?
Correct.
Wow, isn't that something? That is so cool. And then what I think is really cool, if you really start digging into it, there are probably dealers that come to your auction, either online, AuctionVcommerce, buy cars, or physically buy cars they actually go back to where these cars you're supposed to pick up. Is
Yeah,
that true?
we deliver cars. Yep. So sometimes we'll deliver, and at the same time we'll be in the same vicinity, and we'll bring something back. Yeah.
Wow. And so if you're a transport guy and you're nice to Tiffany and you do a good job, there's a chance you might be able to take some of her cars from her auction to her customer and pick up her cars and bring them back.
Right.
That's a very real possibility, right?
Yes.
Wow. Isn't that something? Oh, I think Suzanne is trying to call in. Okay. I'm going to kick it back to Kelly. How does this work for you so far?
Good. I wanted to talk about when you were talking about the process. So that's one of the things that we can go through with everybody. And I'd like to start with Rebecca, because Rebecca was one of the first to take it out into the field and using the app and applying that to the process. Kerri went through the organization and put up monitors. So when you talk about the Recon and, the transportation and all those different departments, those guys are working off of usually paper. You're dropping a paper off. When I first met the transportation manager, which is Clarence, who we're going to talk a lot about, he had a bunch of papers taped to the wall, and now he's got this big monitor and can see, all of the transportation requests coming in. And the same out in the Recon mechanic shop office, they have a monitor up there. So, Becca's going out in the field and she's putting in the dealer requests for consignment. And I'll let her speak to that. It's expectation versus reality. So what I'm looking for is, what did your process used to look like? What does your process look now? And what are your thoughts on the change?
Sure. So when I started with the auction in September, there was a group text message in place. So the outside sales rep would text everybody at the auction. Okay, I have this dealer. He has 6 cars. They need picked up. This car and this car need recon. This car needs extra recon. And it would go on from there. So when I joined the group, I was like, okay, this is very overwhelming. And it was
just say
easy.
I exited the group.
Yes, I did. I was like, Kerri, this is
ding,
too
ding,
much.
Ding. Ding, ding, ding. All day long. Oh my word.
All day. And then going back through 75 texts to find, what did that one dealer want?
You start throwing screenshots in there.
I'm like, get a new group and leave me out.
I'm not in this group. That's funny. That's how it was before. So you came in September last year. Is that what I just heard, Becca?
This past September, yes.
Okay, so you're pretty new.
I am.
And you walk into this. Had you had any dealer or auction experience prior to being here?
Yes, I have 3 years of prior auction experience.
Okay, so you know the crazy. That's good. But you come into this and you're like, wow, this is a different level of crazy.
It was different from my past experience for sure.
Okay.
So we had the group text. I was like, okay, let's try something new. We went from a group text to a Google Doc. And this way, at least it wasn't constant notifications. And then we would just plop in the dealer and how many cars they needed. And then at the end of the year, that December, I think Kelly came to visit in December. And she's like, this is what I can offer you guys. And she walked us through the AuctionVcommerce. And ever since, it's been an extremely smooth process.
Wow. So you really like the AuctionVcommerce?
I do. I love it.
Straight up.
I go into a dealership. He says, okay, I have 3 cars for you. I pull out my phone. I say, all right, let's do this. And I go into the consignment. I can add transportation, recon, inspections, all from one screen on my phone.
Wow. On the phone. Yeah. And that's right. By the way, I think Kelly mentioned earlier, but you can, I had a question. It's definitely on your phone in an app, Apple or iOS or iOS or whatever the other one is.
Yeah, anyway. Whatever the other one is.
Sorry, that was rude.
No, I agree.
But you can do, is this also I can have it on my, what we call a dashboard or on my laptop, or you just all phone? Look at Kerri. Jay, put Kerri on.
No, you can do it on the dashboard.
What's
Look at that.
Kerri doing? Oh,
Kerri's got the phone. She's showing us the phone app. Look at it.
Nice.
So you can,
Bam.
yeah, and if I go to me, then it's coming through for me, and I can add in how many the dealer wants. I can add in the recon. I can say they want a CR, and then keep in mind we've got these we've got the digital dashboard up on and monitors in each department or on our desktops, and each department is seeing what's coming in, so they can plan the employees that we're going to need. We know what kind of a day it's going to be as things are coming in, not waiting for Becca to tell Suzanne, to tell JY, to let Clarence know they need. I mean, before we were telling everybody, and paper was going around, and then if you catch somebody in the middle of something, they're like, oh my gosh, I dropped the ball. I forgot that Becca told me that in the hallway. And that's not happening now, because now we all share, we can look at our dashboards and I can see what's in it. And it kind of goes, the little arrow goes from, okay, it's in transportation. Then Clarence goes in and says, it's here. So that little arrow moves to the next service, which is like, let's say Recon. So then I know that vehicle's in Recon. So if Joe Smith calls and says, hey, you know, where's my car? I can say, well, it's in Recon. I don't see a CR. Well, that's because it's in Recon. It's headed to CR next. And then that little arrow, when Recon's done, they're pushing done, and it's moving down. So everyone knows where every car is without calling 6 people.
We all have access to that information, and it's as simple as when Kerri and I are on the phone, if I'm on the road and she says, hey, what do you think we're looking for lanes this week? Do we need 1 lane? Do we need 2 lanes? What are we thinking? Okay, let me look. And I'm seeing the same information she's seeing. So we can both have that conversation, and it's not a one-sided or one person's making the decision.
And you know who else can see it? The customer. So it's about transparency. So if the customers were to, submit a request or something through the app, they also have their own little dashboard, and they see the arrow move from transportation to recon, inspection, wherever it is in the process. And that just kind of helps the auction falls into
Right. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Before we go on, I think we have Suzanne with us. Suzanne, can you hear us?
I'm here.
She's here.
Hey.
Yeah, Suzanne's here. Suzanne, please say hello and tell us more about what you do.
Hello, everybody. I am dealer support, dealer registration. I also do some transportation. I'll put that in as well. Consignment, as far as getting the dealers in. So wear a few little hats. But yeah, and I will have to say, before I go too much further, working with this and AuctionVcommerce has been nothing but a joy for all of us, I believe, because it's really helped us streamline things and to really pull everything together a lot more smoothly.
It sounds like not only efficiencies, but people could be on the same page at the same time immediately.
Centralized, yeah.
Centralized. Yeah, it's a much better way of saying it than whatever I said.
Well, Suzanne's got a great... Go ahead, Kerri.
It's really hard for things to slip through the crack because you can see it on a gigantic monitor in your department. So it's hard to say like, oh, I missed that when it's written on the wall.
No way you're going to miss it. But Suzanne, am I saying that right?
Suzanne,
yeah.
Suzanne's got probably one of the best jobs too, because she's got, the dealers are always calling you, right?
They do. I talk to a lot of dealers every day.
A lot of dealers every day. So here's the next part of this is I'm going to guess you've probably been around maybe more than a couple years.
Yes, I've been around for several years now. I've had quite a bit of learning since I've started. I didn't come from this background, but yes, I've been there almost 6 years now. So.
Okay. Now the reason I'm asking that is because you've got a pretty decent taste of this is how we always do it, and we're too busy. And if anybody would be too busy, it would be you. And
I try to stay busy, but
yeah.
I'll tell you what, the one thing that we don't like to do is to keep doing it the same way. Let's learn. Let's
Right.
provide better customer service for our dealers.
Well, you would have the best answer, like for the, okay, do the dealers, you like it, you like AuctionVcommerce, I'm guessing, right? You love it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, and you're the one talking to the dealers all the time.
Yes.
What kind of feedback are you getting from them?
The more they get used to using it, the more they like it. And, we're constantly advertising it to them and letting them know that all they have to do is download the app. You put it right in the app. If you need something picked up, you need something delivered, you want to pay for something, or perhaps maybe you just, your car's there, but you need to have something done with it with Recon, like, a full Recon or a failed day wash or just whatever they need to have done to it.
Well, do you ever have, sorry, one more. Yeah, go ahead, Kerri.
No, I was just going to say, I think post-sale too. Let's talk about post-sale inspections. Those are timed services. They only have so long to do it. And if we get tied up or we are at the counter or we get that customer in front of us and we can't make it to the phones, I mean, people would call and say, well, I tried calling. Well, that's not the case anymore now. Go to your app, choose post-sale inspection, and it automatically comes up on our dashboard. And then it's time-stamped. So, I mean, there's absolutely no reason that anybody can say they can't get in touch with us anymore.
That's huge.
Request will go right up on the wall.
Yeah, because think about that. I didn't even think about it, but
no more dog ate my homework.
The dealers are good about
28 times. And
or I left you a voicemail that you'll get the next day.
Say that again, Becca.
Or even like they'll leave voicemails with, "Hey, I need my car's in post sale," and we'll get it at 4:30 before we leave. So it's really about help us better help you and more efficiently help you.
Yeah. And sticking with the pattern too, Suzanne, I just want to ask, because we were doing the before and after theme and Suzanne wasn't connected and didn't hear that aspect of it. So Suzanne, can you give a quick comparison of what your job was like before and what it's like now?
Oh gosh, yes. Before, I'm trying to be as concise as I can. There was much more paperwork involved, too many hands in the process. So in other words, I talked to this dealer and he needs this car picked up, but this dealer called back and now he needs something else done with it, and he gets a different person on the phone. And so the guys in Recon, the guys in transportation, they're having 2 or 3 of us run back there, getting up from our desks, running back there, saying, "Can you pick this car up? No, when you get it here, it needs to have XYZ done to it." Now we go into the app. We say one person goes into the app, whether it's myself or Tiffany or Becca, and we'll say, put into the app, we need transportation picked up in Buffalo, New York. We need 3 cars picked up. It's a long-distance pickup. We get those cars back. The cars need a full recon. But wait a minute, this car also wants a pre-sale inspection. So, and all of that goes into the app. One person does it. It gets claimed in the transportation department by clearance. As soon as that gets picked up, then it goes on to Recon, and it goes on to, of course, registration, then to Recon. So it's much more streamlined, less confusion, less paperwork, and the whole thing just runs so much smoother than it used to.
Wow. I can visualize that. I'm seeing, and so visually, we talking about an interface on a mobile device, radio buttons, you make choices, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's forms, just short forms on, and you put your information in there just so that you're not having to retype your information to a form continuously. Yeah. But the key to it is having that those centralized dashboards, and just making it accessible to everybody. I mean, if you look at where the cracks are, the biggest cracks are in communication. And anything that you say after that is really boils down to a communication issue. So if it's lost communication, forgotten communication, communication that's on a voicemail somewhere, or, you know, there's just a lot of holes when it comes to communication. And when you have that, the redundancy and all these other things, they spin off of that whole communication process. So that's where the bottleneck is. And so we've just kind of, you know, cleared the path, and we've created, you know, the tunnels. So the communication gets to where it needs to go and to who needs to see it. So that way, you know, you have your transparency. And this goes back to the psychology of that online buyer. But this doesn't just impact the online customer, because, I mean, you have people at the auction. You know, Kerri was telling me one day after the sale, you know, they go up to the counter and they'll request their inspections and things like that. And I understand they're already there, so they're just requesting it instead of putting them into the phone. But the benefit of putting them into the app is if they want the follow-up, they would have that app to be able to see it. So even if you're on site, this benefits customers that are on site as well. And as long as the updates are being made by the auction, and the auction is following along with the process, it's a very reliable process. And, you know, it's going to reduce a lot of the those areas where, you know, it should be unnecessary to have people call in. And people think, well, you know, when they call in, they get to talk to us, and that's a good thing. But it's not for the customer. Most of the customers in these cases are business owners. They're trying to sell cars over here at their dealerships. You know, they're trying to get on with their business. Them having to try and call and reach somebody at an auction takes away from their opportunity to make money.
That is exactly how transportation works, is that we get lost in the thought that this is the only thing in their life. But it's not. By any means is it the only thing in their life to deal with at that time. So you have to take away the heavy lifting.
Being a better partner for your customer means taking their time into consideration. You know,
Choose the P word.
That's why nobody's ETA is their own ETA. Nobody.
Well,
so we got to ask Tiffany the same question.
Oh, Tiffany, yeah.
The before and after, Tiffany.
It's a lot smoother now, let's just say, because like if I needed something picked up, I'd have to run down and I'd talk to Clarence, or then I'd have to go down to the shop, and you know what I mean? Just it gave me my time back. I mean, so I don't have to constantly search the lot looking for someone and saying, hey, this needs a pre-sale and we need to clean it. And you know, they can see it on the board. So it gives me my time back to get a hold of those transporters, to call those lease customers, to follow up and make sure pictures are accurate before cars get put online. It just gives me more time back instead of racing around and finding people.
And who wants to talk about Clarence? Kerri, do you
with the flip phone.
Jay, show him the picture again. We got a picture.
Okay.
This is great. We got a picture.
So we have a picture. Cue the picture.
This is Clarence.
Clarence on the phone. There we go. There's Clarence.
There, look
Clarence.
at that.
And with his flip phone.
And there's his screen. Look at the flip phone. Clarence.
Who wants to tell the Clarence story and how Clarence is using this and all that?
So Clarence and I have worked together almost 20 years. And yeah, so he he's come so far. I mean, he really literally barely knew how to use that flip phone, and detect, oh, forget it. So when I presented this program, he was like, what? And I'm like, oh, you're going to use it. And honestly, I would say that out of all of us, Clarence probably uses it the most, because everything starts in transportation. So there it is, bigger than life, and he's using it, and he still has his flip phone.
Well, he catches things that if we've made an error, he's like, wait, is this right? And I mean, he'll catch our errors because he looks really thorough.
He's like a hawk.
Yeah, if Clarence can do it, anybody can.
And the other thing is, didn't you guys tell me that Clarence, before, you guys would print the sheets out at the desk and run them down to clearance, and now that's changed.
Right. We would, the girls would print out his transportation, the stickers, and they would post them, put them on his desk, and then he would set them up, taped to the wall, like Kelly said it earlier. And now he is self-sufficient and he is moving right along. And like I said, he utilizes the program a lot more than the rest of us, I think, because everything's coming through him and then he starts the process. So.
And we know from talking with transporters that have adapted to an electronic bill of lading system, TMS, etc., they wouldn't go back unless they needed to, because now all those papers flying around, to not have that and to be organized, and once you develop the new system,
well,
I think Clarence needs
the piece of paper that gets lost, and then you're apologizing.
It's a nightmare.
Oh my word.
And you're like, I'm sorry, I literally misplaced the paper.
The dog ate my homework.
And then you go give it to Tiffany, and Tiffany's got to go tell the lender. Ooh.
Well, especially when you have those 3-part carbonless forms, right? And now it's a shared.
Where's the goldenrod?
One department this form, one department the other form. You've got things that are getting billed before they should be getting billed, or that type of, or they've been billed 3 times because of the fact that that form came back to that office 3 times. A lot with this, you can transfer that stuff over to the billing office. If you're done in the inspection arbitration department, if you're done in Recon, or you're done in transportation and something needs to be billed, you can either complete the task or you can transfer it over to the billing department, and they could have their own board that says, okay, they're done with this. Now we can bill it. So it's how you pass the baton, and that's what it is, the virtual baton.
I don't even think we touched on, arbitration that leads to possibly inherited vehicle, where the auction has to buy the vehicle back. And before it was off of memory and it was sitting in an accounting program on the computer. And then you have to remember that the ARB manager told you that we had to put this amount of money into the buyback. And it was all in memory or written down. And now it's organized on this dashboard that we own this car. This is what we've put into it. This is how much we paid for it. And now let's resell it. And it's clearly right there. So that's also really big, because things do happen and auctions do have to purchase vehicles. And now it's not off memory. Like, oh gosh, don't forget we had to diag that, or we had transportation involved, or it's all written right out in front of us, so I can see what the loss is.
And the numbers system, you guys had a spreadsheet to track the numbers, right? And now we've built that all into the system too, so that's centralized. So whenever somebody takes in a consignment request, it automatically shoots those numbers on a shared dashboard of collecting the run numbers. So
right, we used to highlight those as soon as we placed them in the sale. Highlighted, it was done. We no longer need highlighters. See the money we're saving.
I want to
see that office supply bill at the end of the year.
No more papers, no more pens, no more highlighters.
Oh yeah, the Office Depot guy's depressed.
Right. Right.
Well, just that alone ought to pay for your. Yeah, that alone ought to pay for your AuctionVcommerce account. Just the savings in markers and postage.
Dude.
Think about it.
Think about
that people don't realize that adds up. That's a huge, they really, a lot of paper, a lot of everything. That's crazy. I'm almost thinking I want to come and work either at America's Erie or AuctionVcommerce after this show. Can I get a job either one?
I want to take this moment in the live chat, because we got some interest going. I'm just clarifying. So on screen we have, so Kelly and Kerri and Becca and Tiffany are in the America's
Suzanne.
Auto Auction Erie. Yeah, Suzanne too. Suzanne is with us. But they're in Erie, not Greensboro. But in the live chat, did you say you're in touch with Greensboro? So meaning, if we have some great transporters in the live chat,
Greensboro has their own transportation company.
They do. Well, okay. Thank you very much. Here's what I wanted to ask, Tiffany: is that do you handle transportation? Do you use a third party? How do you structure that?
Well, I was in transportation until, Kerri put Clarence down there. I help Clarence sometimes with things, but when it comes to the lease accounts, I'm the one who, if we're driving them, I print the papers and then Clarence kind of organizes it from there. But if it needs towed or if it has no keys, I take care of that aspect of it, like the troubled ones that aren't just pick them up and drive.
Okay. And
I
so
think what
like,
the difference, Jay, is
yeah.
when somebody says they have their own transportation, that I don't know Greensboro, but I'm going to go with they probably have trucks and trailers and flatbeds and rollbacks equipment. I don't know that for a fact.
Right, there's the question. Do we know
every auction has a transportation department, but there used to be, back in my day, there used to be auctions that actually had actual equipment, trucks, drivers, car haulers, that kind of stuff. You don't see that too much anymore, so maybe they just have their own transportation department. I don't know. One way to find out, though, is to go ask. That's what I tell everybody.
Yeah,
just go in, hey, walk in and find out, right?
There we go. So 925, we want to hear, were you able to find out? Right?
Well, if they do have their own, I promise you, everybody needs help.
Right.
That's a true story. So go in and say, I'll be happy to do your dirty work.
I answer my phone.
My name's Ty, and I answer my phone.
Bring Polaroids. Here's a Polaroid of my truck, a Polaroid of me driving.
Well,
answer your phone is key.
Yeah.
See, I love what Kelly's got here. This is really, this is so, in the point, there's two things, my two big takeaways. It was at the very beginning when Kelly talked about the team getting on board before. Well, the way you worded that was just beautiful. Could you say that again? Like the auction everybody had to get on board first. Somehow you said that.
The auction had to embrace the technology before the customers can embrace it, because they mirror, the customers will mirror the auction in their comfort level. If you're not comfortable, think about it, just the buying online, back in the day when I used to teach everyone how to use their simulcast, how to push the buttons and do all that, it wasn't something they really pushed on customers because they couldn't walk you through it. If you don't know your own technology. And so that was something I used to say all the time. If you don't know your own technology, if you're not comfortable with your own technology, your customers aren't going to be. And that's with online customers, your whole objective is to build a relationship through building that comfort level. And that's hard to do when they can't even get a hold of you, or you don't give them options that meet their comfort level. And that's why I tell auctions now, you don't have to decide whether you want to be a digital auction or a physical brick and mortar auction. You don't have to make that decision. You have to give customers options, and you have to let them choose. And the more options you give customers, you don't want options that you can't control and organize. You don't want to be in that situation where it's like, you're overextending all of these different things. What you're doing is these are just two classifications, and however you want to participate, whatever you're comfortable with, or whatever provides you with convenience that allows you to be successful with our business, that's what we want you to have. And so you can't make those decisions for the auctions. You can't decide that or for the dealers, you can't decide that they're nostalgic about, the auctions the way they used to be and all that. You can't decide that, because there's a lot of customers that are more comfortable. If you look into any lane, you'll see a bunch of people standing around like this. They all have their phones in front of their face. That's the society we live in. And you can't fight change.
No, one of your posts, one of my favorite posts of yours is you've got a picture. You put the words, and the words were, my customers would never do that. And then you have a picture at McDonald's where the customer is standing there ordering off of a screen. I don't know if you remember that post.
Oh, yeah.
But I loved it.
I was at the airport and I saw this older couple, because it was like and I always hear, my customers will never do that. And, you have your parents, grandparents, whoever it is, and you see them using the technology. One of the things I always ask when I walk in the room, I was just on a call with an auction the other day, and I had their whole team on there, and I said, how many Amazon Prime members? So if I ask that right now, how many Amazon Prime members are here on this call?
Oh yeah, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So that's typically
absolutely.
what I get. So if you were to ask a lane full of dealers, how many Amazon Prime members are in this lane? I guarantee you they're going to raise their hand. It's either them or their wife, because that's what I always hear. Is that, well, my wife is, but you know, I'm on the account. So the thing is, what that tells us, and when, by the way, when we first trained, Kerri said, "When are you coming back for training?" And I said,
just gonna say that.
Who taught you how to use Amazon?
You said, did an Amazon rep come to your house and show you how to use this? No, we just navigated through it. And she's like, and you will with this also. It's that easy. And literally, there are no truer words. Yes, it was that easy. And now I think I've even probably said that. Well, who taught you how to use Amazon?
Yeah.
That's so good.
That is good. I love it.
But and that's really what it boils down to, is you have to have confidence, because you know I talk about the comfort level with your customers. Give them credit. They have to navigate through these things all the time. When you walk into a Panera and there's no one at the counter, or you go to Walmart or any place now that has a self-checkout, you know, that line is filled with people of all ages and, you know, disciplines. So you want to give your customers a little bit of credit. It's about convenience.
Yeah. So the first one is everybody in the team has to embrace the technology, get behind the technology, and mirror.
Yes.
And I can clearly see, which I'm really thankful, by the way, thankful that you put this show together, and thankful for Kerri, that we know Kerri already and we got to meet Kerri's team. But to see them and listen to them talk about how this has really revolutionized their auction in Erie, Pennsylvania, like I can feel it coming through the screen. I mean, everybody seems really super excited. So then the next big takeaway for me, I'm going to shut up after this one, was I didn't even think about the dealers that are there using it while they're there. That makes so much sense.
Like a kiosk, right?
Wow.
Right. Why
That
wait
is
in line?
amazing.
Right.
Yeah,
You don't
and
even
that's
have
the
to
great,
wait in
yeah.
line.
You get those guys when they come up and okay, hey, you want to stop waiting in line? Let me show you. Grab your phone, download this app, and go. I can't think of any dealer that, I mean, I don't know, dealers hate standing in line. That's beautiful. So that was really cool. Those are my two big takeaways.
So that's good, because we're on final thoughts now. We're on final thoughts.
Great.
Ty just went with final thoughts. You're allowed more than one final thought.
Yeah.
Who would like to go next?
I will. So the final thought was, as a smaller auction, people probably want to know why I would choose a program like this. And I will say, because we are a smaller auction, we wear a lot of different hats, as you heard the girls say. And this literally is kept track and added, enhanced, assisted. It's really made things a lot easier for us. Imagine what it could do at a big auction.
Wow.
Yeah. Powerful.
That's great. That is good.
That is. Imagine.
I think it's kind of cool. For my final thought is it is almost like a virtual employee, and we talked about that when we brought it in, and Kerri brought it up too, that, you know, when we were having trouble online and, you know, we're all trying to get ready for the sale. I mean, Kerri was like, oh my gosh. And Kelly texted her, she's like, I got this. I already sent him out. It's good. Well, we're up and running in a minute. And Kerri's like, what, really? Like, it's so nice to have somebody that's been watching our sale throughout. So if there is an issue and we're on the block and we can't get to it, or hold on the phone for someone to help us, you know, she's already ahead of the game. So we're not behind the ball. So it's nice to have almost, you know, her team there to back us up for, you know, anything that comes our way.
I mean, and Kelly's even called it your digital auction assistant. And that's what it is. It's like an extra person. And Kelly really has thought of it all with the AuctionVcommerce, down to, I've been in a dealership and I was getting keys so that we could pick up cars. A dealer that we'd already gotten consignment from. I didn't have a business card with me because I've already talked to him several times, and he goes, hey, do you have a business card? And I was like, oh, wait. Pulled up my AuctionVcommerce app, and I have my QR code. He scanned it and instantly put me into his contacts in his phone.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Wow.
Kelly has thought of it
Smart,
all.
Kelly. That is
Good
smart.
job, Kelly.
I used that
Wow.
option at the conference. It was, yeah.
Wow.
I think I'd run out in the evening and obviously didn't bring business cards, and someone asked me and she's like, show them your app. And so they scanned it and there you go.
Wow.
And the
That is so
emails,
cool.
we didn't mention. So, and that's another thing that all the auctions like to, send out an email before the sale, an OVE or, post-sale email for your no sales. And these guys use that regularly as well.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah, email blasts. Absolutely. We're reaching everyone. She's sending out that email for us. We're not having to put that together. I mean, we used to do them ourselves and they were makeshift.
Time
to thousands
consuming.
of people, not just 100, to
Oh,
thousands
gosh.
of different people.
Yeah. Hey, Becca, you want to do
Makes a
sales,
picture.
marketing, and emails this week?
We need somebody for emails.
Our
Hey.
email process is so much smoother now.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
my word. That's amazing. Wow.
Suzanne, we don't want to miss your final thought. You got something to add?
Well, you know what? I was thinking as I was listening to all the other girls talk, and the one thing that keeps coming to mind is the ease of use and the streamlining. I mean, when we had to learn, and I hate to put it, we had to learn, when we started to learn AuctionVcommerce, we all just pitched in together. And what one person knew, we taught to the next person. Or if something needed tweaked, Kelly was a phone call away. And I mean, when I say a phone call away, she answered that phone when you called her. She talked to you about what you were trying to do. She stayed with you on the line, and she fixed it. She got right into the program, and she fixed it. So it's auction specific to our auction. Not that other auctions don't use the same things that we do, but she also makes it auction specific to your auction, to what's going to work best for you. And it's really been a pleasure to work with. I mean, I'm very pleased that we're using this.
Right.
So
So
cool.
Kelly learns what tweaks, customizations you need to make based on what?
Yeah,
And our needs,
Yeah.
and our, yes. And
When they're going through something, I always tell the auctions, and everybody that's on the team, I'm like, the minute you run into something that delays your progress, you call, text, email me, and I'm going to try and get that out of your way. I'm not here to cause you problems. That's not what partners do. If in a world where people constantly overpromise and underdeliver, you have to be the one that underpromises and overdelivers. And so that's my mindset.
Well, I think you're killing it, Kelly. And I'm really, really loving that AuctionVcommerce. That is just cool. I'm going to go start telling all the auctions I hang out about it.
You're gonna start. We already have been. That's what's
Well, I mean,
cool.
I'm going to go get ugly up in
I don't
their
know.
face about
Kelly,
it.
I
like
don't know
sideways.
what he's talking about.
I know.
We have, for the
Ty
past
who?
6 months, exactly. Ty.
Well, no, Jay, there's a
First
difference
buzzer
in
in
the way
an
you
hour.
advertise. No, the way you advertise and the way I advertise, two different ways.
Oh.
I go on the street, in
Well,
the door,
yeah,
and I ask questions. And
he
I
knocks on
take the
people's
camera
doors.
and I'm like,
You got
"Hey,
AuctionVcommerce? What's wrong with
hey."
you?
Yeah, no, I love AuctionVcommerce. That's
We
good.
do.
Good stuff.
So, I just want to say my final thought is thank you so much, everybody, for your time. We know
Yeah.
that, wherever you are right now, you're taking your personal time to share this information, participate in this show, and I really, really, really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Good show.
Amazing
guys.
show.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
Jeff.
you guys
Thank you,
all
Suzanne.
for participating.
thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Becca. Kelly, Kerri, have a good night. We'll see you at another trade show. Gosh knows when that'll be, but we'll see you there.
IARA. See you there.
IARA. Ty will be there. I won't be there. I won't be at the IARA.
What?
I know. I haven't. I don't think I've ever been to a summer roundtable.
Oh, you gotta go.
He goes to that one. Yeah, he's the road guy now. I'm the studio producer chief of production thing guy. So when you do see me in person, it's a rarity, and so I always love that. Maybe that's why I go overboard when I get outside of the house, and I'm like, wow, there's a world out there. But thank you all so much. So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna end this meeting, and I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you again for having me.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Thank you. All right, I'm going to end the meeting, and boom, ended the meeting there. Picture of Clarence sitting in his office on his flip phone, managing. It's pretty cool. It says a lot, and it's really neat to hear the story behind all of that. We're over time, but I knew we would. Actually, I didn't know we'd go this long, but there was so much to share and learn. AuctionVcommerce is an amazing system for auctions looking to scale into digital, physical auctions scaling into digital, and more, because you can tell that if America's Auto Auction Erie loves the system this much, that's just one auction of many that are adopting, and learning how to use this program. We don't even know where this will all go, but we're so lucky to have Kelly here to talk about it. And we're going to stay tuned in the coming days to learn more. If you are in the live chat or watching on demand and you want to learn more, please do feel free to ask a question. Again, it's AuctionVcommerce. We're here to educate and share the information. There's the link in the live chat. So, no sale is required. We just want everyone to understand. And I'll tell you, what I really appreciated is, I get to visualize the departments in the auction and what people do, and I like to learn that, because an auction seems like a busy place where if you don't know what you're doing, you just feel like you're in the way, right? Like, go away, son, you're bothering me. I mean, they're moving a lot of cars every week and getting ready for the next week, and I know just putting these shows together, I'm either prepping a show, doing a show, or wrapping a show. So I can imagine in the auction business, it is just constant. You never get a chance to clean the counters fully. It's like a burger joint that's open 24/7. Okay. But I want to thank everybody in the live chat, and I want to thank everybody that was on the show tonight. Again, Kelly Bianchi, Kerri Rotunda, Suzanne Martin, Tiffany Hess, and Becca Godissart. Thank you so much for taking the time. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to be with us live, to participate in the chat, say hello. If you're watching on demand, thank you for doing that. If you're watching right now at this 2.5 hour mark, thank you so much for doing that. I'm telling you, it really excites me. It's unbelievable. So thank you so much. Okay, so no show tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We have Dispatching Live on Thursday. We have Ship.Cars on Cars on the Move on Friday. And then we'll be back next week. Digital Dealer kicks off. That's in Tampa. Ty will be at Digital Dealer. He flies Monday, so we'll be live there Tuesday. We'll be live there Wednesday morning. Rinse and repeat. Thank you all so much. Again, thank you, Location Services. Location Services was Location Services Month. Location Services helped us get to Repo Summit, and in exchange, we tried to show them plenty of love. As April ends, we're moving into May, and as Location Services exit, we will see Auto Hauler Exchange. Looking forward to Auto Hauler Exchange on this channel in the coming months. So thanks very much. Thank you, Rapid Recon, Superflow Systems, Ship.Cars, Super Dispatch, and Ship Your Car Now. So much happening here on ATI. So if you want to be a part of it, send me an email. Let me know how we can help. Maybe you just have a question. Maybe you want to talk to Ty. Here, I'll share both Ty's phone number, my email, and we just really appreciate it. We're happy that we can help contribute and connect the community. This is ATI Auto Business. It's your automotive business channel. It's your live chat. This is your resource. We want to help. Let us know how we can do better. We really appreciate you. So thank you so much. Stay safe. The weather is a little warmer. Watch out for those low rates, and don't haul cheap freight. Take care. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much.